Hello everybody and welcome back to the Millennial Project. I am excited to say today that after a few months off and a lot of planning, we are going to be launching the show on YouTube for the 2016 election. Starting off right here in beautiful Los Angeles, we are going to embark on a journey into American politics, a journey that will take us across the country, around the world, and deep into this election's most high-profile issues. So, let's get started. I chose the YouTube route because I really wanted a chance to do something different. A different type of coverage with a different angle on the issues, all presented to viewers in a different way. So much of our coverage today is built off of outrage, it's driven by angst, and it reinforces our preconceived notions about the world rather than pushing the boundaries on how we look at the issues. Over the course of the next year, this sort of coverage is going to be the norm. We are going to be bombarded day after day with snarky commentary, the latest jabs between the two candidates, and headlines that work to cram complex issues onto an overly simplistic right-left political spectrum. But while most of the media is reveling in the chaotic spectacle of campaigning and rehashing cliche ways of looking at the issues, we are going to try something different. We are going to be bringing you purpose-driven coverage that works to move the larger political dialogue forward every day. It is coverage focused on the excitement of what we can build together in our democracy rather than the angst of tearing the country apart. It is coverage focused on information rather than outrage. And most importantly, it is coverage all about drawing out, refining, and activating a unique millennial voice in American politics. And that brings us to an important question that a lot of you have been asking me. What does this millennial perspective mean? Why is it so important? How will it be different? And I can answer that question by telling you a little bit about where the show idea came from. And for me, this show idea was born when I was working as a junior congressional staffer on Capitol Hill. So I would go to work day after day, and I would experience this culture of inaction, of divisiveness, of gridlock that is so prevalent on Capitol Hill today, and it would depress me. But when I would go out at night, I would meet millennials scattered all over the city who had these exciting new ideas about how to fix our society's most pressing challenges, who were kind of tapped into these activist networks that stretch across the country and around the world, and who were really optimistic about the future. And beyond that, they wanted to collaborate. They wanted to bring you into what they were doing. They wanted you to experience things with them. And for me, I thought that this just existed in such stark contrast to what was going on in the halls of the world's most powerful government. And so what I wanted to do with this show was to carve out a space in the media where this unique millennial mindset that I'm still kind of trying to get a handle on myself could kind of grow, could thrive, could potentially excite people about politics once again, and maybe, just maybe, if we're really lucky, inject new millennial ideas into American politics that might actually be able to help break through the gridlock. Now, the one last thing I want to touch on in all of this is my role. I wouldn't claim to be able to speak for an entire generation, especially considering the fact that there's something like 80 million of us running around America today. But what I do think is that we share a common set of coming-of-age political experiences. Outside the realm of politics, we have things like Sesame Street, The Lion King, N64, Pokemon. These are things that are common experiences for our generation. But within the realm of politics, you have, the war in Iraq, 9/11, the 2008 financial crisis, and the advent of the internet as these things that really define and imprinted our blank political minds differently than our parents and our grandparents and even our aunts and uncles. So I think my role in this project is to try to work with all of you in order to figure out what these different set of coming-of-age political experiences mean for us moving forward. How do they change our ideas about the purpose behind our government, why our country exists, how we're going to fix our society's most pressing challenges, and what we should be focusing on as a generation in American politics today. Beyond that, I think that the best way for us to do that is again a collective effort, a collaborative effort. So what I need you guys to do is to connect with me, whether it's over Facebook or SoundCloud or Instagram or good old-fashioned email or whatever, and tell me what you're up to, what you're thinking, what you're excited about, and that will help us figure out how we can better, attack the issues and how we can even potentially feature some of you on the show, stuff like that. So with all that in mind, get excited. We have a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline in 2016, and I am excited to again be launching the Millennial Project right here in beautiful Los Angeles, California.